Alright, it's the number 163, probably, of my accountability to myself. I appreciate everyone's attention who watches this. And today was such a nice and such a tiring day, or I don't know whatever, because now it's 2 a.m. I look like I'm sick, like I'm about to die. But the reason for that is I've been staying awake for 20 hours. It's not that much, I know, but I wanted to sleep at noon. All right. Because in the morning I woke up at 6, I had my exam, then I went to the gym, I had hard training, obviously. After that hard training, I had breakfast, and then I wanted to sleep, but I knew that I cannot sleep, so I studied management for 1 hour, and then, very important thing, I went to the event that I was supposed to attend. So basically I was so reluctant, and I had lots of excuses not to go there because uh, initially I was supposed to go with some of my group mates, but then they told in the last day, no, we're not going, we need to prepare to exams because we have another exam in 2 days. All right, but this kind of events you don't have really every day. All right, it's once per year, this event. And this was a great event. First, it was organized amazingly. It was a beautiful, a huge place. Lots of students, about 1,000 probably, and I don't know, a lot of different things. People are doing something. It was interesting. Bar, there was a huge bar. Everyone was given 5 free drinks, and let me find it if I still have it. Oh yeah, I still have my coupon for food and for one drink. So I had 5 coupons. Everyone had 5 coupons for drink and one coupon for food, but I didn't get my food because there was a huge queue, and I didn't want to stay there. So I didn't have my food, and also I got a couple of drinks. The first drink I got was wine. For some reason I got a little drunk, but I was fine. And so about event, it was so interesting because once I came there, I instantly got acquainted with 2 people, which was pretty interesting. Like they're students, but it's always nice to communicate with people. Yeah, I had quite a bit of communication with others people, which was also nice. And then it was like 1 hour 30 minutes of it was just time that we were waiting till everyone is gonna come, like just open door. And there's always, when there are some events, there's some time, like it's not that everyone is supposed to show up at 5, and if you show up at 5:10, that event already started, or some kind of agenda. Normally there's like 1 hour to 2 hours for everyone to come. And so what I mean is that about 1 hour 30 minutes I talked with different people. That was pretty nice. And then we went to another room, a huge place actually. And people were pitching there, pretty interesting people. The first person that pitched, it was a woman that it was the first woman who went to in Cosmos. It was so interesting because it was in 1984, and she's from America, so it was really nice to listen to her. After that, there was another guy from Australia, which is also far away. He was talking um, about drones for some reason. Then another person was some kind of CEO and also organizer of this event. Um, he gave 20 advices most valuable of his life. And actually, I realized that everything I'm talking about how valuable is time, about what should I prioritize, about who you spend time with. I mean, it determines who you are, depending on who you spend time with. Everything I'm talking about, literally, did Kai mention, and it's so crazy because it's not something extraordinary, but at least this realization of those things allows me, to apply it somehow in my life, which is really nice to be aware of that stuff. So it was really nice. Then there was another guy who, also CEO of another company, and who was 7 years in content creation, which was also interesting to listen to him. So all this program was lasting for 3 hours, and then afterwards potentially I could have opportunity to talk with those people in person, but I needed to go. I needed to leave because I was supposed to take the last train to my city, because yeah, it's also the point. I needed to go to another city, and this road takes about 1 hour 14 total in one way, which is not really nice. It was one of the reasons why I didn't want to go to this event. And so what I mean is that the key takeaway is that I was so reluctant to go to there. I had lots of excuses not to stay at home, because it's not like when you go somewhere with your friend. It's when you're going completely by yourself. You don't know what to expect, and normally you're so reluctant to investigate such new areas. But I actually liked it. It was not something spectacular. It was not something that brought me, that changed my life, but it was really nice. I would be glad to attend this kind of event again. You gain some valuable information. You talk with some people, and it's cool. It's really cool. And the thing is that most of the people were from that city, and so not that much people came from different cities. So again, for me, it was actually a challenge to come to there, because one of the reasons, especially why I wanted to go to there, because I knew that I want to, if I want to find some people who it would be nice to, share with ideas, to talk about something, you need to look for those people, and they're not gonna come to your home. So you need to attend some kind of events. I realized it a couple of months ago, and I knew that if I have an opportunity, I'm going. And today I had opportunity, and I was so reluctant to go just because I was afraid of that. If we don't include that I was afraid of that, so I really wanted to go there. So I was so glad that I overcome this fear, and eventually I went there by myself and talked with people, listened to those speeches. It was nice. It was really nice, inspiring, some valuable information. That's great. So what also surprises me, though, even though almost everyone was local, this event was in English. And it surprised me. Like, normally it's perceived that in school you cannot study English, this and that. Everyone here speaks English, and they study English in school, and they speak English like fluently. Which is so interesting, because as I mentioned, all the pitches were in English. People mostly communicated, not mostly, I would say 50-50 in English. But it's so interesting, that for people it's not something special to speak English, because for example, if I would return back home in Ukraine, it would be so hard to conduct this event because it's not that ubiquitous to speak English in Ukraine compared to this. So yeah, I cannot actually properly reflect because I actually want to sleep. The biggest problem is that I need to cook my dinner and I need to eat my dinner. So I'm not gonna sleep in the next hour at least, even though I want to sleep so bad. And also I had hard training in the gym and I have exam on Wednesday. I have one day to prepare and I'm gonna go to the gym tomorrow probably, which is not gonna be smart because everything will be sore because I won't get enough recovery. But anyway, so let's finish at a positive note. It was an incredible day. I'm really glad that, after attending this meeting and this event, if I will be having another one opportunity, I will definitely go and I won't hesitate. Because it's not gonna be for the first time. For the first time, it's always so scary. When you need to find that place, when you need to make sure that you're not gonna come there and be alone, that you're not talking with anyone, because a lot of fears actually, right? And when you overcome them, it feels so nice. So I think that's it. I definitely wanted to say something more, but my brain doesn't work. Also, I have one assignment that I'm supposed to upload until tomorrow 9 a.m. And it was almost finished, but for some reason, my Word document was not saved and half of that information disappeared. So I'm supposed to do this again. So after this video, I'm gonna do that. Tough. Anyways, probably I have some thoughts. I don't remember. Well, I think nothing special. Anything else? I don't have anything else to share with. Alright, without being said, that's it for today. The only my recommendation, if you are scared of something, you need to do this because it's the zone when you are gonna grow. That's the point. You are not growing in the zone where you are not scared of anything because this area is investigated. You already knew what to expect, you already been there, and if it has not brought you to something you want in this life, you need to expand the boundaries, you go beyond and try something more, especially what you're scared of, and even by yourself, because most of the time we are willing to try something with our friends or with someone, but almost never by ourselves. And it's a very strong trait, quality, to be able to do this by yourself, because you will be having advantages over the other people who are unable to do that by themselves. All right, that's it. See you in the next one.